It is ultimately important for you to look at your goals, truly what you want to do in your life, and then look at the people who you spend the most time with in your life and figure out if that lines up. All right, what's happening? What's happening, guys? It's Monday, May 18th, 2020. Happy to be here with you guys. It's a great morning here in Pennsylvania, man. The weather has been phenomenal all weekend. We've got good things going on. Things are starting to go back to normal. And I've got a great topic for you here this morning, one that I kind of came across this weekend. And I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit in depth about kind of my thoughts when I came across this. So I was listening to a YouTube video from a guy named Glenn Morshower, and he was talking about some things that really got me thinking. And so the title of this show this morning is "The Answers Are Always There for You." And what that means is that the answers, to all the questions that we have in life are typically right within ourselves. And we just have to look for them, and we have to spend enough quiet time gaining the perspective and gaining the things necessary to be able to accept that answer and take action on that answer. So we're going to dig into that this morning. I want to say good morning to some folks. What's happening? Hal, Dayton, Mark, Clayton, Dylan. Let's see who else is on here. Mr. Calloway, good morning. Carla, good morning. Michael Mullins, what's happening, man? Good morning. Thank you guys for jumping on here. I think this one is going to be one that is good for you guys to start your week with, because I think that a lot of people are going through some challenges right now, and they're searching for answers, or they're looking for answers, or they don't know what the answers to the questions are, or at least that's what they think. And hopefully I am going to change your mind about that this morning. So, when I was writing down the notes of what to talk about this morning, the first thing that I wrote down is that, you always have the answers. The answers just might make you uncomfortable to execute. And, that is the case so often for us, right? Where we kind of know what we need to do, but we don't necessarily want to always do it. And that could be, it could be something from removing somebody from your life. It could be finding a new job because the one that you have is not fitting you. It's not fulfilling you. It's not doing anything positive for you. Or it could be something else that's uncomfortable for you. Maybe you're just a person that doesn't enjoy difficult conversations. And so all the things that you feel like you need to take action on point in that direction of you taking action in a way that makes you uncomfortable. And so that makes you kind of drift away from doing those kinds of things, doesn't it? And so what Glenn Morshower called this, the guy that I was listening to this weekend, he called it a whisper. And when he describes that, I know exactly what he's talking about, because those whispers have happened to me a lot in my life. It's happened to me over and over and over again. When you kind of get that voice in your head or that voice in your soul that tells you need to do something, and sometimes you act on it and sometimes you don't, right? And when I have listened to that voice, to that whisper in my life, great things have happened for me. And so that's the light bulb that went off for me this weekend when I was listening to this talk that he did. It was, man, we need to follow those things, those whispers. The answers are always within us. Sometimes we just don't take the time to listen to ourselves, listen to that voice that's there to guide us. It's already there. The answers are already there. But we want to do something that is against those whispers, those voices that we have, that guiding light that we have within us. Why is it that everybody, when it comes to certain things, everybody would agree to what is right and what is wrong? It's because we all have a compass that points north already within us. We already know exactly what to do, don't we? And so as you go into this week, I want you guys to think about that. What's happening, Jeff Nelson? Good morning. My wife is on here. Jared, good morning, man. So I want you guys to think about how often you get those whispers, those things that are in your head that tell you you need to be doing something that you don't do. And I want you to think about how your life would be different had you listened to some of those things, because I am telling you, I'm just giving you from my own experience. I don't know how it is for you guys. If you have had these things happen to you and you have followed them and they've worked out unbelievable, drop it in the comments. Drop a little story in there about how it has happened that way for you, because it has happened that way for me. You know, when I've had those whispers, and I will tell you, the only way you get those whispers is if you have enough calm in your life to be able to hear them. That's step one. If you have a crazy, hectic, always on the go, never spending any quiet time type of life, then those whispers get drowned out by the nonsense of everyday life, of just the craziness of everyday life. So that's the first thing that you need to do is get some quiet time. You know, I got a message from one of my friends yesterday that sent me a message of he was just sitting at the beach, just taking it in, just him and the ocean and the waves. And I responded to him and I said, man, it's great things happen to people that take the time to get some quiet time in their life, because we are forced in today's world, in society today, to just go, 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 constantly be moving, constantly be doing something. You know, you're told to work 3 jobs if that's what it takes. And there are times in my life where I've been in that position. But I can tell you that without having 30 minutes to yourself every day to actually think, and I don't care what you have to do to get it. If you have to get up a half an hour early, then get up a half an hour early. But you have to be able to reset your brain to be able to hear these whispers, these things, the answers to the questions that you have in your life, to the challenges that you have. And so I want you guys to think about this as you head into this week. I want you to have a different confidence about yourself this week, because 2 things, and this came from the same talk, by the way. Glenn Morshower says, I believe it was 400 million to 1 are the chances that you are even here on this earth. 400 million to 1 is what the chances are that you are not here. So you've already beat the best odds that you could possibly have just by being chosen to have life. Think about that. That day that you were conceived, it was 400 million to 1 that you were the one. So you've already beat those odds. You should already have a confidence about yourself that is totally different than what you've ever felt in your life. And I would challenge you to think about the fact that most of the answers to the questions that you've ever needed in your life, you have already known the answer. And so as you go into this week, I want you to think about the fact that you already know the answers to the questions that might come up. You know the solutions to every adversity that you might face. And you know exactly what to say to the people that might need your help this week. You already have the answers. They're already within you, but you have to take the action to get the time, the quiet time, to be able to hear those answers, to be able to know exactly what to say, exactly what to do, exactly what advice you should be taking from yourself to execute on. But the answers to all of your challenges and all your concerns in life, they are already there for you. They are already there for you. How? No doubt, man. Your baby beat those odds 100%. Congratulations, man. Congratulations, man. What a gift. What a gift. Has happened to me 4 times, man, and I will never forget any of the 4. That is for sure. That is for sure. Those are moments that man, you will never forget. It makes me emotional right now just thinking about it. What's happening? Good morning, Donna, Bob, Tammy, good morning, man. I can't believe all you guys on the West Coast. I'm so grateful that you guys hang out with me at 4:30 in the morning here. Means the world to me. So thank you guys for jumping on here. I really appreciate it. But as you go into this week, I want you to think about that. You have already beat the greatest odds that you could have ever faced. Literally, you got a better chance of winning the lottery than you have of being here. And you've already beat that. And so when you think about this week and you think about as you're getting into the week and you might be going into this week with some anxiety, or maybe you didn't have a good week last week, just understand the answers are already right there. They're already right within you. You just have to listen. And you just have to take that advice, even when it's uncomfortable, even when it's something you may not want to do. Take the advice. Listen to those whispers, because they are guiding you in the right direction. It's when we choose to take control and ignore those whispers and ignore the things that we end up learning lessons, isn't it? And so I would challenge you guys to just get some quiet time in your life. I see my buddy Clayton on here. Clayton's been running a lot. Running is a great time to do some thinking, walking, doing some exercise. But even further than that, and I know it's tough for everybody's schedule, but if you could get somewhere, my place, actually, Clayton lives pretty close to my favorite place to get some quiet time is the West End Overlook in Pittsburgh. It sits on top of the city. It's a nice park up there. There's barely ever anybody there, and if they are there, they're probably getting some quiet time too. They're not being loud, but find yourself a park and just sit there. Maybe you've got some water by you that you can go to the beach or to a lake or along a river or whatever. But get some quiet time and think about all the things that you've had that have been challenging to you. And I guarantee you that if you spend enough quiet time, you will find that the answers are already in there. You already know what to do. So then you just have to listen and you got to execute. You got to go through whatever it is that you're facing. You got to take the time to overcome. And that is how you get to the great places in life. And I can tell you this, every time I've not listened to those voices, I've not listened to those whispers, I've had a lot more difficult times than when I've listened to them. When I've listened to them, my life has gone to new levels that I never thought were possible. And, when I didn't listen, I usually faced some challenges before I could get through whatever I was facing. So I wanted to share that with you guys. There were so many thoughts that went through my mind, but even, I'll give you one last example here before we go. Even when you're reading books or you're listening to things like I was listening to, those things are not what teaches you. It's when you look within yourself based on the knowledge that's being shared with you, just like what I'm doing with you right now. I'm sharing things with you, but how you are processing that is based on how you see it, based on your experiences, what you are going through, your own North Compass. And so education is just one step of the process. Education is you feeding yourself information so that you can process it properly and make the right decisions. Too often in this world, we depend on other people to be the solution. We think that other people should solve the problem for us or help us solve the problem. And the reality is you're going to read stuff, you're going to get educated, you're going to do, all of those things to help yourself, but the answer comes from you. Comes from within you, and you already know what it is. So with that said, guys, it's Monday. I'm wishing you all an unbelievable week. I've got, last week I was traveling. I had a lot. So it felt unproductive for me, right? It felt like, I got a lot done, but it was not my normal routine. And so I'm trying to get back into that routine. I've got a lot on my plate. Today is a huge day. I've got meeting after meeting, literally until 2 or 3 o'clock. I've got nonstop, just one right after the other. So, but I am wishing you guys an unbelievable week. I hope everybody is starting to feel a little bit more back to normal. And I hope that is the same for me this week, that I can get back in the groove and, get back from traveling and get, back in the saddle and getting things done. So Jeff Nelson, you'll be seeing those videos this week for sure, man. There's a lot of content we got to go through and get edited and pushed out, but definitely it'll be a cool thing for you guys to see. So, but I appreciate you guys. Wishing you a great week. I will see you again tomorrow morning, same place, same time, 7:30 a.m. right here on Morning Perspective. Love you guys.